Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. In this session, I'm going to kick back, relax and enjoy one of our new Puerh tea cake releases. I'm actually filming this video in advance. It's October when I'm filming this, but this is going to be released smack bang in the middle of Black Friday week. So how's it all going? Is it all a bit frenzy over there in November? The reason I'm filming this early because for the Fractal Safari competition, which I'm sure you're very well aware of, we wanted to make sure that we had these hidden products available for people to purchase prior to release. So I need to do all my tasting notes beforehand. So here we go. This is exciting for me because when I tasted this matcha, it just lit me up. I was loving this tea. Cream BUN SCALLYWAG. Cream BUN SCALLYWAG. Take a good look at this cover. So we've got a red squirrel eating a custard bun, one of those steamed custard buns that you get at dim sum restaurants, Chinese dim sum restaurants, straight out of that steamed bamboo dim sum basket, looking a bit shifty. This cream bun scallywag just stolen a cream bun and got caught in the act. Cream bun scallywag. Here you go, let's quickly scope this tea. This is Spring 2020, March 2020 pickings from the Daiyezhong variety. Gushu tea trees, estimated at 200 to 300 year old Gushu tea trees. This is from Bachishan in Lincang in Yunnan in China. Bud and up to 3 leaves is the standard picking profile, and it's going to be processed in the standard raw Pu'erh way, where it's picked, it's wilted, it goes through a pan frying shaching process. It then is rested, it's rolled, it's sun dried, it's sorted so that all of the huangpian and little twigs are taken out, and you get this beautiful pressing of premium Gushu spring harvest teas from Bachishan in Lincang province. Elevation there is around 1,700 meters. Here we go. It's been sitting, resting in our warehouse for a few weeks now. Interesting. The look of these leaves looks slightly smaller leaf than the standard sort of size of Sichuan teas or even Lincang teas from other areas. So I'm not sure if the Bachishan area has more of a sort of natural microgenetics of slightly more medium-sized leaves, like in Jingmai, for example. But from the look of these leaves, it looks like slightly smaller than your average Daiyezhong variety. So small to medium leaves, all colors represented. You've got a bit of white, bit of sort of prune, black, browns, reds, oranges, greens. A lovely palette of colors, as you can see. Bit of green, bit of yellow, bit of brown. So sort of mixed up color palette. Very excited to dive in. Let me move this paper out of the way. And let's see what the compression is like on this. Yeah, nice compression, the right level, loose enough to open, but firm enough so that it really sort of holds nicely together and doesn't sort of fall apart whenever you pick it up. I'm going to be brewing in my Junda pot. I feel like today is a bit of a celebratory day. For no reason other than, why do you need a reason to celebrate? You should always be celebrating, right? Celebration is one of the things that we often forget to do. And I include myself in this. You know, we work hard to achieve goals, and oftentimes once we achieve them, we just move on to the next one. And we don't give ourselves that moment to celebrate. And as I said, you should always be celebrating, no matter what is happening. The present moment is always the greatest moment because it is the only moment. Right. I don't know where that went, but anyway, here we go. Brewing in the Junda. I know I always say it's important to brew your first tasting in porcelain. I will do a porcelain tasting and that will inform my tasting notes, but I want I want a luxury session, and that's a lot of leaf. I'm not going to use all of that leaf. While the water is heating up, take a look at these leaves. Again, can you see what I mean? It's sort of a little bit, where did my pick go? I'll use this. So you can see that the leaves are smaller. I don't have another cake here of another Lincang teas, but maybe the Bachishan area has more of a, similar to Jingmai, sort of a medium leaf microgenetics. Remember, these Gushu tea trees are all seed grown, so they're all going to have their own genetic differences, and so certain areas, well, all over Yunnan, the different mountainous areas all have their own different microgenetics, and we throw all in Daejong, which basically means big leaf variety, but they're all going to be different. So think of it like a spectrum rather than sort of a specific tea cultivar. That should be fine to heat up my junda. Important that you heat up these pots so that your first brew is not just sort of taking all of the clay's not just taking all of the heat out of your first brew. You want to make sure it's warm, and plus it makes sense because as soon as these leaves hit that clay, I want to really stick my nose in and get a good sense of the nose dry leaf. I don't need that. Does the stem work on this cup? Yes, it does. Even the square cup, it works. Although it would work better with a round base. I'm using this Gongdao Bay as well. I love the pour on this Gongdao Bay, but I brought a glass one just so that you could see the color of the liquor, because I realize otherwise I'm not giving you all of the information. Right, here we go. Let's get some of these leaves in here. Not too far off my judgment. How's that looking? Yeah, I think that that's about right. Okay, I'll put the cake on here, don't worry. Those leaves are not going to be wasted. Neither are all of these leaves here, which are the little stragglers. I'm brewing with, well, it's now boiling point water, so yeah, for the rinse it's fine, and by the time I do my first infusion, it'll have cooled down. I like to brew these teas slightly lighter, sort of 95 degrees, because I find that that accentuates some of the softness and sweetness of these teas. But of course, as always, experiment and find your own parameters. So let's give this a rinse. We'll pour away this water, pour the rinse in here, so I can offer it to my frog, who still doesn't have a name. There you go, Froggy. Enjoy some scallywag. All right, here we go. Oh, I didn't smell the dry leaf. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, hold on. We can make something work here. We can make something work. Pour some water in here. And then we're just gonna heat up this cup. And I'll put some of these stragglers. See, there was a purpose for them. I'll put some of these stragglers in this cup, just so I can smell. You've got to smell the dry leaf. Okay, here we go. Fruity and creamy. I'm getting like raspberry ripple ice cream. Custardy and creamy. Definitely the steamed bun that you see on the front cover is there. I would say that the fruit is more like a cherry, but like a fresh, deep, like black cherry, morello cherry, and it's very, very fragrant. It's got a very sweet floral fragrance, like extremely sweet, almost sugary, like in the brown sugar notes. But what is that? It reminds me of an incense or an aromatherapy sort of smell. Very, very intense. Maybe it'll appear it's better on the wet leaf. Oh my gosh, this tea is just an aromatic bomb. That raspberry ripple is there. Sort of steamed sponge cakes. And that sweet note, I want to say like, what's it with? It's a very sweet aromatherapy oil. Ylang ylang. Ylang ylang. It has that very floral sweet note. Yeah. Cream buns, raspberry ripple ice cream. What am I going to do with that? That probably got humid, so I'm not going to put it back with leaves. Don't worry. Nothing will be wasted, I promise you. Yeah. Custard buns and that dim sum, those dim sum steamed dim sum bamboo, you know, that's really, really there as well. Really, it's like walking into a dim sum house where you get that steaming bamboo leaf or bamboo baskets. Reminds me of when we were in Oaxaca in Mexico, and you get those tamales with those steamed leaves, the steamed corn leaves, corn husks. It's that steamed, starchy, leafy note. Raspberry ripple ice cream, cream buns. Wow. Let's check the temperature. Has it dropped? A bit too much. That's 91 degrees. So we're just going to bump it up a little bit because of all the faffing around with my messing up this. Now, where am I going to put this? Lucky that I've got lots of utensils around me because I need to drink from a cup. Chaos. And I'm not even tea drunk yet. And I overheated the water. This is all, it all needs to just chill out a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's just cool down the water. At least I can do that quickly. There we go. 95, 93 degrees. That will do. Here we go. Okay, reset. Be calm. Don't overheat the water. 94. 95. Okay, cool. Here we go. We're going to brew for around 25 seconds or so. Give the junder a little wash. I'm not sure if when I film this video our junder pots are going to be in, but they are coming. So if they are in, then go grab, because they are very limited if you want one. And the clay is sublime. I'm going to intentionally oversteep a little bit, in fact, because that clay can handle anything. Put it that way. Okay. I will show you the color of the liquor in this glass Grand Bay. Wow, that dim sum aroma and those cream custard buns. I'm so happy that they maintained. It's always one of those things, you taste the matcha and you're thinking, we're going to do this artwork. Is it actually going to stay like this? And it has. It's very distinct. If you get this tea and you know the smell of steamed bamboo baskets when you have dim sum, and those cream buns, those custard buns that are steamed, or, you know, Cantonese have those steamed sponge cakes, usually in squares, that, again, at dim sum. The color of the liquor is like a, well, through the light, it's sort of a cloudy, creamy, yellow-orange, golden-orange color. No, not golden, more yellow-orange color. Slight peachy note as well in there, but looking through here, it just looks orange through the image on my phone. Right, here we go. Cream Bun Scallywag. First time we've purchased a tea from this mountain area. Cheers, everybody. Thick, viscous, moving to a slight dryness, very slight dryness, but then that dryness moves to, interesting, Really, really interesting. So often when you have a raw pu-erh, sheng pu-erh, you have this soft viscous note, and then it moves to a dryness that then moves to a juiciness. This has a different sequence, it seems. Let me just taste it again. Thick viscous moves to astringent dryness for a very brief moment, and then moves to a softness and juiciness. So it seems like it's a slightly different order, that the way this physicality moves on the tongue. Really, really interesting. I love that. You're getting sort of an added event in your tea drinking experience, and then I'm getting this vaporous nature where it's a rising vapor. And the taste, very similar to the aroma, sweet and creamy, steamed custard buns and bamboo, steamed bamboo. It's very starchy and creamy and dessert-like, and it has that fruitiness, but no longer black cherry, a strawberry, taffy, chewy sweets. But what's really cool about this tea is Lincang teas have always delighted me in their sort of brighter, a little bit more up zesty aromatics, while still having a body about it that is very satisfying and potent. You might remember Calamansi Swooper. It was one of my favorite pu-erh teas releases because of the fact that it had this great combination of zest and body and a nice body sensation. But I think Lincang teas really, like, I've noticed that they have a lot of this sort of oomph and bite that I sort of normally associate with teas from Western Sichuan-Bana, Western Bana mountain areas. This has a sort of Herkai, Nanwo quality about it. And sweetness developing. I'm getting, before sipping that tea, that hui gan was really sort of coming forward. So on the tip of my tongue as well. Very interesting. If you had told me this was a Western Bana tea with a lot of minerality, I'd say, yeah, sure. But wow, the mix of that minerality with the creamy dessert-like nature of the tea is really, really special. I think that this shift from viscous to astringent to soft and juicy is a really unique little play that this tea has in the mouth. That ylang ylang perfumed note is also happening, rising from the vaporous aftertaste. It's sweet, it's creamy, it's dessert-like. It has a combination of that steamed milk. So if you go to places in China, they have steamed milk and those steamed dim sum baskets. I actually think this would be an amazing tea to pair with dim sum, because it'll have that matched pairing in terms of those steamed notes, but also the that bite and minerality and potency will cut through the fattiness of the meal as well. Wow, a lovely, lovely combination. I've got to try that out. I might have to sneak some of this tea into a dim sum restaurant. Have you ever done that? Have you ever brought your loose leaf tea and just asked for hot water? I've done that on multiple occasions. Sometimes they're quite happy if you pay a little sort of tea corkage fee. It's worth trying, because then you get to have the full effect of that meal with some spectacular tea. Right. Let's smell the empty Gong Dao Bei, and then I'm going to roll through some infusions so that we can assess the body sensation. Ooh, fudge, vanilla fudge, salted vanilla fudge. It's such a lovely combination, this tea, because it seems to have a bit of everything. It's got some fruit, it's got lots of cream, it's got lots of starch, it's got those very sweet floral notes, but then it's got some mineral backbone. It's got a movement on the tongue, a potency about it. And this vanilla fudge and slight incense note. Very, very sweet. Again, ylang ylang and vanilla, salted vanilla fudge. And the finish on my mouth is long and juicy and tingly. Tingly on the tip of my tongue. And the juiciness is sweet, but it's like a grape sweetness with almost like a little bit of grape seed in there. So a tiny little bit of adult bitters with that sweetness. Very, very sort of moreish. I really want to like keep drinking because you get that very sweet dessert-like start, and then it moves to this sort of fruity, zesty, slightly pithy, long, juicy finish. Right, let's move through some infusions. We'll see how this makes me feel. Infusion number 5. This definitely has quite a strong feeling to it, but it's an interesting, again, an interesting balance here. Just like the flavor, you're getting a mix of sort of, it seems like it's like a mix of different pu-erh regions. You're getting, there's a gentleness about this tea, which I really love, but there's also a potency. It sort of feels excitable and slightly rushy and tingly, like a, you know, good potent gushu should be. Look how thick that is for the 5th infusion. But it also has a sort of gentle nature to it. It's a rising energy, a rising warmth. It's definitely an uplifting tea, but I don't feel like it's gonna set me on edge. I feel like it's generally quite warming and comforting. So again, like a really interesting blend. The flavor profile persists in this direction. This combination of comforting, dessert-like, starchy, and punchy, pithy, and then moves to sweet, floral, juicy, grape sweetness. This is a very complete pu-erh tea. I think that's the best way that I can describe it, in the sense that it seems to encapsulate lots of things that we love about pu-erh in, you know, one tea. The punchy, tingly, physical potency with this sort of thick, luxurious, sweet, dessert-like, floral brightness to it. A lovely, lovely tea. Cream Bun Scallywag. I'm going to see what it's like in porcelain, and then I'll perfect the tasting notes so you can go check them out if you're interested. Take a look at the cover. Cheeky little fella. The Cream Bun Scallywag. Nicking a custard bun. There you go. I hope that you enjoy this tea if you pick it up. Happy Black Friday shopping if you're watching this at the time of release. I hope that you pick up some goodies and some bargains. That's it, tea heads. Check out our other videos, taste our teas wherever you are in the world by browsing mayleaf.com, and come visit us if you're ever in London. Other than that, I'm Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags. Keep drinking the scallywag stuff and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.